Hey guys, what's going on? If you're new here, welcome. My name is BrittanyNichole. I have hooded eyes and I tend to do a lot of eyeshadow tutorials on here that work for my hooded eye boys and girls. But I'm getting kind of, I don't know what word I want to use. I'm getting a little bored with doing all of the eyeshadow tutorials, and I know they're super helpful and that will always be the main focus of my channel. I feel like there are a lot of people on YouTube who don't do tutorials anymore, and that was the YouTube I grew up in many, many years ago, and that will always be the YouTube that's near and dear to my heart. But I'm just getting a little bored with it. So I hope it's okay that I'm doing something a little bit different. Let me know what you guys prefer below. Do you prefer me to stick with the tutorials? Are you interested in seeing videos like this? Please let me know, because I want to give you guys the content you want, but I also want to keep it interesting for myself as well. So let me know below. But as you can see by the title of this video, today we are going to talk about what I don't want to go into 2019 without. So these are the products that I've used all over the year. There's a couple products that are kind of new in here that I know I'm not going to want to live without, but most of this I've used throughout the entire year. So it's really been put to the test, and I know I love them. So if that sounds like something you're interested in and you want a really thorough review, go ahead and keep watching. So I thought we'd do this in the order I apply my makeup. So we're gonna start with primer, end with setting spray. And I'm gonna try to go through fast because we've got a lot of products here, but I also wanna let you guys know why I like each product. So the first thing I'm gonna start out with is the Too Faced Hangover RX Primer. This is a silicone-free primer. It has coconut water in it. It has hyaluronic acid. And if you are a little more on the dry side, I think you will really, really like this primer. It goes on like a moisturizer. You could see the texture on the back of my hand. It sinks in so fast, so I'm just gonna kind of work this on the back of my hand. You could see how fast it rubs in. It doesn't leave any kind of like ashiness on your face. It just sinks in really fast, which is super nice if you're wanting to apply your foundation right away. I like to wait like 10 minutes if possible after I apply my primer to put on my foundation, so it really sinks into the skin. It just plumps the skin a little bit. It has minimal fragrance. It does have a little bit of like a fresh scent, I guess, so if you're sensitive to fragrances, you might not like this, but if you are on the I'd say I'm normal, but if I had to categorize myself into oily or dry, I'd go dry, especially because I've done a lot more to my skin this year than I typically do. I've gotten chemical peels, I've gotten facials, I've gotten laser, and I just find that my skin is, and I'm using a retinol, so my skin is pulling a little more dry lately, and I find that this just works really well. I don't think that it makes my makeup last, but I have yet to find a primer that I think makes my makeup last all day. That's why I go in with a setting spray. I truly think that that's the key to making your makeup last, but really, really like this, and I find that it works for a lot of people. I've tried it on a lot of friends. I've tried it on clients. A lot of people enjoy this, and I don't even know if there's anyone here on YouTube who I've seen say they don't like it. And it's a big bottle, lots to like. I think, yeah, it's 1.35 fluid ounces, so can't go wrong with this. I do not want to go into 2019 without it. So foundation, I couldn't pick between two of them, so I have the Too Faced Born This Way and the Maybelline Superstay. These have just been my absolute go-to foundations this year. I tend to go more for the Too Faced when I'm doing like an event or going to an event. I feel like it just holds up a little bit more, but on my like everyday where I want to look really nice kind of foundation, I'll grab my Maybelline. The Maybelline lasts a really, really long time as well. Oftentimes when I'm doing videos on here, I grab my Maybelline. The Too Faced I have in 3 shades. I have Snow, I have Vanilla, and I have Golden Beige for when I'm tan. And I find that the Too Faced looks best on me when I'm tan, whereas the Maybelline I can wear when I'm tan. For when I'm tan, I have 220 Natural Beige, and then for when I'm not tan, I have 118 Light Beige, and I can pretty much wear these when I'm not tan or tan. And I can wear the Born This Way when I'm not tan, but I just don't think it looks as good, if that makes sense. But like I said, if I'm going for like an event, I'll grab my Too Faced. It just is so super full coverage, lasts all day, looks super smooth. That's what I'm wearing today. I have a mixture of the vanilla and the golden beige, because the golden beige is a little too dark for me even when I'm tan. I should have gone a shade down, but Both are just amazing. Again, Too Faced has hyaluronic acid in it. I'm pretty sure it doesn't say it on the bottle, but it's just a gorgeous foundation. Again, I feel like anybody who has tried it loves it. And the Maybelline is a great drugstore foundation, lasts so long. Anytime I'm wearing that, one of my friends will say, "What foundation are you wearing? It looks so good." I think it might be a little less full coverage than the Too Faced, but love both of these. If you haven't tried them, definitely give them a shot. And I do not want to go into 2019 without them. I feel like I'm already talking too much about these products, so I'm going to speed it up a little bit. Concealer. I know this is kind of new. It came out a couple months ago, but I already know I will not be putting this down. This is the concealer I've always wanted, and I finally have. The Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. Hydrating under the eyes, doesn't crease, looks beautiful. Now, I don't use this all over the face, but I don't tend to spot conceal because I don't have too many breakouts like really often, and if I do, I can pretty much cover them up with my foundation. But this, my under eyes have the finest lines, so no matter what, I will kind of get a little bit of like sinking into my fine lines, but this is the only concealer that I find like holds up to those fine lines, you know what I mean, and does not make me look dry under the eyes. Highly suggest this. I've seen a ton of people say that they used to be super big fans of Tarte Shape Tape, and ever since trying this, they go towards this because it's a little more hydrating. So I highly recommend trying these. I do not want to go into 2019 without them. Okay, brows. So this will be pretty quick. The Anastasia Brow Powder Duo in medium brown. This is what I always default to. I tend to only do my brows with powder these days. I do dye my brows, and I just dyed them, which is why they're like pretty in your face right now. I just think I have a lot more control with a brush over a pencil. I find that a pencil kind of drags sometimes, and I can't find that perfect pencil. So this is my go-to. Lasts all day, super smooth. The pigment is perfect. There's not too much pigment. Sometimes when you're using an eyeshadow, there can be too much pigment. Sometimes there's not enough pigment, and the tone of this is just perfect. You can see I have blonde hair, and again, I use medium brown, and a mixture of both of them together works perfectly no matter what shade my brows are. If I have no dye in them, if they are dyed, looks absolutely stunning. So check this out if you haven't. There's lots of drugstore dupes, but I find myself going back to this one over and over again, and I don't want to go into 2019 without it. And the same thing with the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter. This was new to me this year, and I cannot believe I hadn't tried it sooner. This is the only brow product I have found that really keeps my brows in place all day long. I have long brows. They are unruly. They'll usually start pointing down throughout the day, and this really keeps them tame. I've never tried those soap brows. I've heard that that works pretty well, but I don't want to go into 2019 without this because I love it. All right, let's talk powders. So the one powder that I tried this year, I think maybe I got it last year, but I've used it all this year, and you could see like the products I like. I buy doubles of them because I love them. The Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Skin Perfecting Micro Powder. I have number 2 here, sorry, and number 1 here. I'm almost out of number 1. These are beautiful. The best powder I have ever tried. They are pricey. I think they're $52, something like that, but they really do what they say. They make your skin look airbrushed, and I use this under my eyes now because it's just so light and makes them look airbrushed. And again, I have very finicky under eyes, and a lot of things will look way too dry. This is stunning. I use it all over the face. It's a powder that doesn't look like a powder, and that's the type of skin I'm into. I don't like a super matte face. I don't like powder to be detectable. It is beautiful, and it's a really good powder to carry with you because the compact itself is so thin, and it's a nice touch-up powder over whatever you have. Just bring a brush, touch yourself up, and it has a little mirror in there, which is really nice. I can't say enough good things about this. I know it's super expensive, but I couldn't find a drugstore comparable. I will definitely keep repurchasing these. All right, bronzer. You guys probably know what I'm gonna say here. The Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. This is in the shade Bronzer. Deep bronzer works for me as well when I'm tan. Just the best bronzer I have ever found. I have yet to find a high-end bronzer that I really like. These are so buttery. It is so hard to go overboard with them, so you can just kind of build up slowly to the nice kind of bronze you want. That's what I'm wearing today and pretty much in every video. I absolutely love these. I think these are about $15, so super affordable. I think everybody who has tried these, I've recommended this to so many people, and everybody talks about it here on YouTube. Everyone loves it. It's just a gorgeous, stunning formula. It lasts all day. It's not one of those bronzers on me that like by the end of the day it's off my face. It stays put. It has like a beautiful sheen to it, and I just absolutely love it and don't want to go into 2019 without it. Now these babies, I wish they would come out with more of these. These are the Essence Satin Touch blushes. I have Satin Love and Satin Coral. Obviously the more coral shade one is Satin Coral. These are about $2.99 from Ulta, and they are stunning. They are so pigmented. They are so affordable. Travel so well because unlike the Physicians formula, they're not as soft. So you can kind of like ding them around in your bag and they're not gonna like break. The Physicians formula will break if you ding it around too much. And they last, again, all day on my face. Blush is one of those things that comes off my face very easily. I used to love the Tarte, I still do, Tarte Amazonian Clay blushes because those really lasted, but those are, I think, around $20, maybe $24. These are $2.99 and stunning. These are the only shades they have, so I really hope they come out with new shades, but just the best. Such a good formula. Check these out if you can. Get them at Ulta. Again, I don't want to go into 2019 without them. All right, highlight. You guys can probably guess because I pretty much wear it in every single video. Dose of Colors, Desi x Katy Fuego. This is just my go-to highlight, no matter what skin tone I am, based on if I'm tan or if I'm not tan. It is so beautiful, so buttery, melts into the skin. I don't like highlights that really like sit on your skin and look heavy. This melts in so beautifully. It's effortless. That's the only way I can explain it. It's effortless. I don't want to go into 2019 without this. I did want to mention a close second that I've had for probably over half a year, the Lottie London Shimmer Squad in the shade Queen Bee, that one right here. I've really been loving this year as well. If I haven't used Fuego, like if I'm doing like an all drugstore video, I'll go in with the Lottie London. This is really pretty, but Fuego is definitely my go-to that I don't want to go into 2019 without. All right, so we are getting down to the end here. One thing I want to mention that I don't want to go into 2019 or ever without, it's the NYX glitter glue. If I'm ever using like a shimmer or a glitter, this stuff helps the glitter adhere to my hooded lids so well. I know Urban Decay makes one that is comparable, but this is much more affordable. I've never tried the Urban Decay, and it just works really well. If you struggle with glitter and hooded eyes, give this a shot. I don't want to go into 2019 or ever without this. I also don't want to go into 2019 without the ColourPop Super Shock shadows. They look like this. It's just like their highlights, so they're a little putty. And if you have hooded eyes and want to wear shimmer or glitter and you have a hard time with it falling on your face or transferring up onto your hood, give these a try. These work so well. I have hooded eyes and I love shimmer and I'll never stop wearing shimmer. So this makes it really, really easy for my hooded eyes. I want to pick up every single one of these because they work so well with my hooded eyes, and I do not want to go into 2019 or ever without them. So speaking of eyeshadow, I've got two. I couldn't narrow it down between either one of them because I love them both so much. The first is the Jeffree Star Blood Sugar palette. You guys know how much I love this. I think this and the other one I'm going to mention is the only palettes I've done multiple, like 3 looks on my channel for. So Blood Sugar is my absolute, I'm not going to open it because it's kind of like latched, but you guys know what this looks like if you've been with me for a while or on YouTube at all. Absolutely love it. The most stunning formula. The packaging is beautiful. I just absolutely love it, and I don't want to go into 2019 without it or ever. I will definitely be repurchasing this if I ever run out of it, but these pans are pretty dang big, so it's going to take a while. The close second, or like drugstore, I don't even know if I want to say second because I love this just as much. The Makeup Revolution, the Emily Edit. This is like 20 bucks, I think. The Jeffree Star is somewhere around 52. I'll leave everything down below, but just a stunning palette. Blends super well. So many color options in this palette. Just, I love it. You guys know I did a couple looks on my channel. You can go so many directions with this, and it's drugstore and super affordable, and you get a giant mirror. So this would be like drugstore alternatives second. Those are definitely my two palettes in 2019 I do not want to go without. The other one I wanted to mention, but I haven't had it for as long, is the James Charles palette. I am absolutely loving this palette. You guys know I did a couple looks on my channel. Very, very pretty palette. Just has every color you could imagine wanting, but I did just get this, so I didn't think it was fair to like throw it in here. Yes, I want to bring it into 2019 because like that black in this palette is so good, but I haven't had it for quite a year, but I did want to mention it. So that is eyeshadow palettes that I don't want to go into 2019 without. Mascara, you guys know this has been many years of me loving this. Maybelline Lash Sensational, my absolute favorite mascara. Super black. They coat all of my lashes. It's a rubber applicator, which I personally like. Just looks beautiful. I have a whole video on this versus Lash Paradise if you haven't seen that. I think that's one of my most viewed videos, which is crazy, but by far Maybelline Lash Sensational, my favorite. Drugstore, $8.99, can't go wrong, and I think this is one of the blackest formulas in the drugstore. All right, we're getting to the end here. We have lips. So my favorite lip liner, I go back to it no matter what, is the Jordana Rockin' Rose. This is mechanical. I wish it was pencil because pencil is really my favorite formula when it comes to a lip liner, but this is just like my lips but better, so I can overline my lips with this, and it lasts a really, really long time. So check this out. I think these are like $2.99 at Walgreens. Again, I like Rockin' Rose. It's just like my lips but better, and I can't go into 2019 without this baby. And then lip products. So I know this is a really weird one, but I picked up the Lorac Beauty and the Beast collection. So comes with all these colors plus one more, which I think is in my car somewhere. I couldn't find it. But wide variety of lip colors, and I love this formula. It is like a lipstick but super glossy, so you don't need to apply a gloss over it. They go on super smooth and make your lips look plump and hydrated. They're not plumping, but it makes my lips look really nice and hydrated, making them look plump because of that, and I love them. So I'm gonna have to check out some more Lorac lip colors, but I do not want to go into 2019 without these because I grab for these no matter what when I'm running out the door, because I know I can keep applying over. It's not gonna look like, you know, like butthole lip type of thing, and they're just gonna look stunning and they last a long time. So love these. I would throw in the Lisa Eldridge lipsticks in here, but I just got those as well. Where are they? So I didn't think it was like quite fair to throw those in, but I do want to just show you one so you guys can see how cool these are. I have a whole video on this, but you could see on the outside of it, it just has like this velvet finish, and I would probably throw in Velvet Morning. This is Velvet Jazz. Velvet Morning is gonna definitely be my favorite here. Let me just show you that. It's so pretty, you guys. Like, look at that. Just so pretty, and I'm loving this. But again, I just got these a week ago, and I have been wearing them a lot because they are stunning. These last so long. Like, while you eat, they last. It's crazy, but I wanted to throw those in there. Check out the video if you haven't. I love these, but again, I haven't had them for that long. As far as lip gloss, hands down the Fenty Beauty Fenty Glow Gloss Bomb, the original one that she came out with. Now, yes, I've only had this for about a month and a half, but this is stunning and I can't stop wearing it. I have it on my lips right now. So comfortable. Literally amps up any lip color I have on, and I don't ever want to go without this. Like, nothing that I've bought from the drugstore compares to this. The formula is so comfortable. It's not one of those like glosses that like sticks and then you've got like that gross stringy stuff. It's just beautiful, and I don't want to go to 2019 or ever without this. All right, we're almost to the end here. Let's see, 25 minutes, not bad, not bad. The Skindinavia Makeup Finishing Spray Bridal. I don't want to go ever without this. This is by far the best setting spray. I can spray this on my face and I am 100% confident, because I used to do makeup and brides used to tell me that I would set them with this and they'd wake up the next day and their makeup was still intact. I can't tell you the last time I went to bed with makeup on my face, probably when I was in like high school or something like that. But this is the only makeup spray that I think lasts like all day, and you really don't need a lot. You don't have to spray yourself 18,000 times like people often do on YouTube. I do it all the time too. Just a cross and an X and you are set, and it will not go anywhere. I think Scandinavia makes the Urban Decay all-nighter as well. I can't remember, but I go straight to Scandinavia. They always have like a deal. This is huge. You can see it's like the size of my face. It is 8 fluid ounces. It does come in 4 fluid ounces, and like I said, no, I didn't say this in this video. They often get shipped with these little cute guys for like travel, usually a primer and a setting spray, which is really convenient for travel, but this just makes your makeup last all day. Nothing compares. I am really loving that Catrice Dewy setting spray, but it does not make your makeup last. This really, really does. Please check this out if you haven't. It is just the best, and I don't ever want to go into 2019 or ever without it. All right, so that is it for the makeup products, but I did want to mention just a few brushes that I don't ever want to go ever, like not just 2019, but ever without. And the first are these Smith brushes. I got these like months ago and they have just really, really changed my makeup game. Check out Smith brushes if you haven't. They allow me to take my makeup to a level that I couldn't with any of my other brushes. I've had my MAC brushes for 15 years, a long time, and it was time to like replace some of them, especially the eye brushes, because I used the heck out of them. I did makeup for many, many years with them, and I've used them on myself, so it was time to add something else to my collection. I like can't explain to you how much better these Smith brushes are than any other brushes I've ever tried. They don't shed on you. They really allow you to just blend makeup in a way that I never could with any of my other brushes, and they are just stunning. So please check out Smith brushes if you haven't. And then I also wanted to mention my favorite of all, the Wet n Wild brushes, their Fire Dragon Ice Dragon collection, this bronzer brush. I love this brush. As you can see, I bought 2 of them. Like I said, I tend to buy like 2 of things that I love. This is just perfect for blush. It's perfect for bronzer. The bristles are beautiful. They don't shed. It applies product stunningly. I just love these. I absolutely love these brushes of all the Wet n Wild. Besides maybe this brush, I use this one a lot too for applying color into my crease. Let's throw this in here because I do use this guy a lot. This is from their new collection, but they have their old collection is basically like the same. This one is really, really nice for blending in my crease as well. So we'll throw these 3 babies in here. Absolutely love them. Check out the Wet n Wild brushes if you haven't. And then finally, something I don't want to go into 2019 without is the Cinema Secrets Makeup Brush Cleanser. Best spot cleaner on the market, I think. Yes, it does have a little alcohol in it, so you don't want to use this like constantly on your brushes to dry them out, and you want to make sure to deep clean your brushes with like baby shampoo or Dr. Bronner's or something like that. But this is so great, especially if you're a working makeup artist. It takes all the color off your brushes. You just dab it, apply it on a paper towel, and then your brush is clean in like 10 seconds and it's dry within like 30. So I could not live in 2019 or ever without this guy. One more thing I totally forgot to mention, my Japanesque or Japanese, however you pronounce it, Kumadori, I think that's how you say it, makeup sponge. By far my absolute favorite brush. I really do like the LA Girl sponges as well, but they fall apart a lot faster than this, and you have to order them online, whereas you could pick this up at Ulta, Walgreens, and Walmart now. And this is just the best sponge I've ever used. I always call my sponge a brush in videos when I'm editing. I'm like, what are you thinking? But it lasts a long time. It applies product beautifully, and it's affordable. I think it's like $9 or something like that, and you can usually get it on sale at Ulta. So look into this baby if you haven't. And that is it for what I don't want to go into 2019 without. It seems like a lot of products because I've been talking for like 30 minutes here, but all of this stuff could fit in a drawer. I just wanted to give you guys some explanation of why I love these products, and I really don't want to go into 2019 without, and I hope that none of these get discontinued. And if they are, I'm going to have to like go stock up on them, because I know I'm a creature of habit and I will continue to use the same things over and over and over again. So I hope this video was helpful to some of you. Please let me know below what you don't want to go into 2019 without. Let me know if there's something in here you're like, Brittany, how are you missing that from your collection? Let's help each other out in the comments, and I love to hang out and talk to you guys, and I get so many ideas from you down there. So make sure to leave a comment. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. It helps me out, and if you'd like to see more videos from me, please subscribe. It means the world to me. If you want me to do this kind of video with like other things like clothes I can't go without, food I can't go without, things like for my animals, I have 2 Persian cats and a French bulldog. I'm gonna have to do a video with them one day so you guys can meet them. Like what I can't go without for them. I'd love to do that. Let me know below. All right, I'm gonna let you go. Thanks so much for hanging out, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.